paka paka waka chiki 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 waka paka waka 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 chiki 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 waka paka.
Hello. So the first thing to talk about in this episode is the house guest finding out about the 9/11 terrorist attack. Monica had a cousin that was unaccounted for, and she was keeping her cool about it. She was staying very calm, which Will said a lot about her character. An evicted house guest segment. There's two of these. So Boogie says that it was a tough adjustment. Chilltown was an alliance, and the others won't be friends after the show. He says Nicole's playing the best game, and mad kudos. And he also got a TV gig. His relationship with Krista, they're still figuring it out at this point. So we get to Shannon. She's been playing beach volleyball. Says Monica's a true person and she'll win if she's at the end. The toothbrush incident was well deserved and that Hardy's a bully. And she doesn't know her romantic future at this stage. So Autumn, she's planning to be married with her boyfriend. She's lost 9 pounds since she's gone. She found out about a disease that apparently, I guess, makes you put on weight right before she had gone into the house. And it sounds like she also recorded her own solo CD. So for Cheryl, she says you could call it a mixed blessing for her to be evicted. She was upset at first, but after coming out, she found out that she had a lump in her breast, and the hardest part of it isn't the cancer itself, but that hearing your kids just sort of wishing for you to not die, that is what the hardest part is. If Will was to describe Monica to a person he met, he said that she would be a powerful, opinionated, outspoken, strong woman. And he says that she's a good person. He says about Nicole that she's done so well and has taken the qualities that he believes are necessary, deception and lying, basically, and has pulled the wool over some of the house guests' eyes. Will doesn't really think he can win. If he were to win HOH, it would be about who's he giving $500,000 to. Nicole sees this as potentially a battle between getting third or first, and Monica won't be trying to convince either of them to take her. Her pride and dignity will not allow her to do so. Nicole says that Will and Monica could have a secret alliance that she has absolutely no idea about. However, Will, he wouldn't want to spend a week with Monica over herself. And Will says that if he were to spend a week with Monica, that he would enjoy it. They have more in common than he would have suspected. So we get Julie talking to the house guest. Monica's keeping a positive attitude. Nicole says that their minds sort of been off the game a bit with what's happening outside, and Will sends their best wishes to America. So the second segment of Evicted House Guest, we see Kent. He's excited, he's happy that he's free from the house. Krista says she can't really go to grocery stores. This would be due to recognition. Bunky's happy to be home with Greg, and Hardy said that he wants to be able to get back to New York. That is home for him. So Kent says it's interesting having people sort of yelling your name. Krista, we see her showing fan mail. Hardy calls it's been mind-boggling to Hardy, all the attention, and Bunky calls it a whirlwind. So the last smoke that Kent had was in the house, so he's now a non-smoker. Krista says that it's sort of hard to fathom being a waitress now, and that your ambitions are so much higher. It was never about the money for Kent, it was about the experience. And for Bunky, he says that it feels a little good to be able to say, I told you so, regarding voting him out over Will. Krista says that she trusted Nicole, which was a mistake, that she misses Monica. She's like a best friend. The biggest eye-opener for Hardy was Will's DRs. Bunky says he had no idea that Will was so as shrewd as he is. Krista says that she trusted Will, that he cut her throat, but that's okay. He came in saying he was going to lie. Bunky says he's got to give it up a bit to someone who's honest about being dishonest. And Kent does not care who wins. So Nicole's thoughts on Monica: she's played well, she's real, and she hasn't lied. Her thoughts on Will change constantly. He's been consistent, consistently evil. So that's her thoughts. What's next? I think it's part 3 of the HOH. So there's 7 questions. Nicole wins 7-6, so she's the final HOH. So after the competition, everyone has a bit to say. Monica says that she's played well and that you got to do what you got to do. Will says that there isn't really anything that he could say at this point that they haven't heard already. And Nicole mentions that she couldn't throw this competition, that she's too competitive to do so. Nicole, she never really dreamt that she'd be in the final 2, especially in the first week. Her strategy was just sort of be herself, but that strategy kind of fell in the way. She had found out about this untouchables thing that was supposedly there. She became aggressive, that her mindset was about nailing everyone, but in the past couple weeks it's gone back to an emotional style. So Nicole says nice things to Monica, says Will has redeemable qualities, that she said to her husband she would do what she could to be able to win, and decides with the final eviction vote of the season to evict Monica, making the final 2 a battle between Will and Nicole. So Julie talks to Monica. She says that she knew if she makes it past 5 or 6, she'd be at final 3, but would be out at that point. That she's a threat. She knew it. Final 3 with Will and Monica. She's gone. Nicole. That Nicole's story about her husband was a bit of BS. It was just about that she wouldn't have beaten her in the final 2. So Nicole, she says of Nicole that she has to work on some self-esteem issues, and that to Will, when it comes to voting time, it's on. And she's not going to give Nicole her vote. Nicole says in the goodbyes to please understand that if you were HOH, I would be gone. And Will says that you had challenged people to be friends outside of here, and he repays that same challenge. And they were both shown saying some more nice things about Monica. What was positive for Monica was that she knew everyone before she got in there, so personalities. So she knew how to deal with them. So she wasn't surprised by anything that happened, really. And she's going to leave it up to everyone else in terms of what they want to do with her, in terms of catching up on the outside. We find out about an America's Choice, which is who do you want to win, Will or Nicole? In the event of a tie, America's vote will be the decider, which seems like a complete waste of time to have this, because there's only 9 jury votes, therefore you can't have a tie. Seems just more like a money grab. Julie talks to Will and Nicole, asks them about how it feels to be here. Nicole calls it surreal. Will says it's a bit bittersweet. He's happy that he'll get paid to have been there, but misses his friends. In terms of regrets, Nicole sort of regrets the whole week Krista had gone, that she was under a bit of a different impression, and also about what Monica had said on her way out to her. And for Will, he has lots of regrets, but he came in to play a game, and he's not going to make any apologies. So that's episode 29. one to go. The Twin Tower thing, that's crazy to hear. Like, right at the end as well. I could only really imagine what could have possibly been going through their minds. So for Monica, you know, I think she was quite solid. She got everyone liking her. That's very good. She said after final 5 or 6, she'd be in the final 3. Wouldn't make it past that. In the final, after Crystal left, indeed, she was the biggest threat. And she played in a way that meant she had to win the final 3 HOH, which didn't happen. If she won it, she was winning this whole thing. Absolutely. One thing that was said about Monica was that she didn't lie. And I know that it's quite said that you have to be able to lie to win. But we had here, season 2, we almost had someone that were just one competition away from winning Big Brother without lying. So, morals, they help or hinder you depending on the circumstances. With the cards that Monica has, and I think that she did perhaps as well as she was possibly going to be able to do. You could even say she was actually the best player here. Obviously there is a bit of luck involved in terms of being with a bunch of people who can hold similar values to you, especially when you're going to be incredibly solid in those. There's not going to be flexibility there. But with that said, she was able to make friends in there. No one wanted to take her out, even though I especially don't think it was on purpose. Her not really excelling in competitions meant that no one really wanted to take her out for that reason either. In terms of the only time she was nominated before this was against Krista, somebody who ended up being a bigger threat than her. So everything there is incredibly solid. In fact, very good. However, of course, the detriment that is here is there isn't exactly agency in terms of talking to people, trying to convince them, there isn't the agency in trying to avoid nominations, avoid evictions, in trying to win. In order to say, can she have done anything differently, would have to be taking her value system and sort of reshaping that. Within the values that she has, she did as well as she was going to. I think perhaps for Monica, something that would have been more beneficial. I guess if she keeps Kent, if Kent actually stays over Will, it would have helped her as well. There's no way of exactly saying what is going to happen in the scenario Kent stays over Will, but I could see Monica basically ending up in this exact same position. It's just Will isn't in final 3, and maybe she can end up winning the final HOH, depending on who it is that's with her and at final 3. Obviously, I think she would have taken Krista to final 2 if Krista was there, which she would have lost, but if Krista's gone, she beats everyone there. So for Will and Nicole, so we know Monica's not voting for Nicole, at least that's what she has said, so that would be another vote for Will. That's Monica, Boogie, Shannon, pretty sure there's Kent in there, there's Krista in there. He's won at this point. We'll have to see exactly what the reasonings people give as to why not only they vote for Will, but perhaps why they don't vote for Nicole. But if Nicole is able to enjoy herself more, I think that helps her out. I actually ended up looking up that hot tub incident. The transcript I saw was nuts. My understanding is that Nicole was absolutely hated by the others. That obviously you don't see it all, but it's well shown that she's very different from everyone in terms of things she likes. I suppose if Nicole isn't as quote unquote emotional as she is in terms of crying about evictions and other stuff, perhaps it comes off as insincere, so it's sort of a turn off to everyone else. A couple of times I think Monica was one and Krista was the other, saying that what Nicole was saying was a bit of just nothing. Yeah, I guess for Nicole, the idea perhaps is just keep Kent over Will and try and find a way to get Kent to the end with you instead of Will in his place. Obviously, or Hardy. I'm thinking Hardy perhaps just would have won. But I don't know. I'll leave this here. We'll get to the last episode next. But till then, bye bye.